Boxing is becoming weirder and more weird every day. And such is the case as we're drawing in on a championship fight this weekend, tomorrow to be exact, March 8th, when we get a chance to see Zuffa Boxing 4. Yes, where they will also feature their first world title bout held during this match. And it's going to be where we see Jai Opetaia taking on Brandon Glanton for his Ring Magazine, IBF, and Cruiserweight title, but not so fast, as the IBF has decided to strip Opetaia of its title belt, and the sanctioning body has withdrawn their support for this particular event. Now that's very interesting because this is something that is not popular. We're seeing too many occasions where the sanctioning bodies are asserting themselves over the fighters. Now, Opetaia has done all of the correct things going into this, as he proudly brandished his title belts. Yes, the IBF and Ring Magazine belt were a part of his publicity leading up to this fight, and he often spoke of wanting to unify in the division to become undisputed. And he's already had a run-in with the sanctioning body just a couple of years ago when he wanted to defend his IBF position in the Riyadh season event, where Turki Al-Sheikh was offering him an opportunity to fight on a Riyadh card. And the IBF stripped the title from him because he was going to take on an opponent that they didn't sanction, but it was a voluntary anyway. So they stripped him. And he was like, okay, I'm still going to go fight on this Riyadh season event, but I'll double back and I'll win my title back. And he did just that, having to face Marius Briedis for a second time for the same title belt. The first fight was a battle in which he suffered a severely broken jaw on both sides of his face. Listen, the IBF did something very dirty. And according to an article in Boxing News 24, they stripped Opetaia of the Cruiserweight title after withdrawing their sanction for his fight with Brandon Glanton. The ruling means the belt is now vacant before the bout takes place. Boxing Scene reporter Jake Donovan later reported that the IBF initially approved the fight after Team Opetaia assured the organization that any belt awarded by Zuffa will be treated only as a trophy or token of recognition. The sanctioning was withdrawn after the bout was promoted for Zuffa's newly created Cruiserweight title. Now, this is the thing about that. The IBF already knew that Zuffa was going to make a Cruiserweight title. So what they did is go all the way up until the day before the weigh-in and allow Opetaia to participate. But guess what? It's not only this, people. Jai ended up paying his sanctioning fees up front. He didn't wait till after the fight to pay his sanctioning fees against Glanton. And guess what? The sanctioning fees, $80,000. Does this sound like a shakedown or not? He paid the fees up front. In other words, he wasn't delinquent. He didn't make a threaten like he was not going to pay. He paid before the fight even took place, people. And the Ring has acknowledged this on their page, where they had an article that runs the gamut on this entire situation. You see, now you can understand why a new organization like Zuffa Boxing would mean so much to these fighters, because they're being taxed and stripped and robbed of their finances. And this is just ridiculous, the fees. And Opetaia says that through the Ring magazine, he's holding out hope that the IBF will change its stance at the 11th hour and sanction the Glanton bout because his ultimate goal remains to become undisputed champion, which would require the undefeated Southpaw to hold on to his IBF belt. Opetaia paid a sanctioning fee in excess of $80,000 in advance to the IBF. His new promoter, Zuffa Boxing, also provided the IBF's supervisor with a hotel suite in Las Vegas for Fight Week, a customary practice when sanctioning organizations oversee championship matches. It is unclear why the IBF changed its position to so close to the fight on allowing Opetaia to fight for his title, along with the Ring and Zuffa belts. The IBF indicated in its above-mentioned statement that because it doesn't recognize Zuffa Boxing as a sanctioning organization in its bylaws, that it would not sanction Opetaia Glanton as a unification fight and would therefore strip Opetaia of its title. Opetaia's IBF and Ring championships were displayed on stage during their final press conference Friday night at MGM Grand, as was the Zuffa Boxing belt. Zuffa Boxing continued to support Opetaia's position Saturday and still planned to move forward with an IBF-mandated second-day weigh-in Sunday morning. The IBF is only one of boxing's four major governing bodies that requires a second-day weigh-in, which prohibit champions and challengers from gaining more than 10 pounds above a division's limit a day after fighters weigh in. This is something that you have to really look at, people, and understand the corruption for the sport of boxing. There is no reason for them to have stripped this man of his title, and decidedly they took the fee. It didn't say that they returned his money. You see, this is more of the situation where we recognize, just like the WBC, these sanctioning bodies are in it for themselves. It is nothing that is head steady for the fighters in lieu and support of them, their health and well-being, taking care of their circumstances in the event that they run into medical issues. Those are always low on the totem pole. That's on the back burner. But the IBF can sanction a fight immediately and have a new fighter pay fees for a vacant title. You see what I'm saying? And Jai has represented in the best way. Outside of clamoring for fights against the other title holders, the man is very low key. He's not out here disrespecting or misrepresenting the sport, himself or his family, or even embarrassing the organizations. But the organizations have seemingly embarrassed themselves with decisions like this. This is one of those things that you just can't let go. You have to acknowledge that these people are corrupt in every sense of the word, and they are not working and operating in the fighter's best interests. This decision to strip a fighter like Jai Opetaia unnecessarily has to be something that is held under a microscope. Under the IBF rules, according to this article from Boxing News 24, a champion who competes in a bout that is not sanctioned by the organization within the same weight division automatically loses the title. With sanction withdrawn, Opetaia versus Glanton bout is now an unsanctioned contest, the IBF said in a statement. IBF Rule 5H states in part, an unsanctioned contest is a fight which the IBF has not formally approved for sanction or where sanction has been formally withdrawn. If a champion participates in an unsanctioned contest within his prescribed weight limit, the title will be declared vacant, whether the champion wins or loses the bout. The decision leaves the IBF Cruiserweight Championship vacant ahead of the fight. Neither Opetaia nor Glanton will be able to win the belt when they meet in the ring. This is something that, again, they knew this going in. The advertisement has said that Zuffa Boxing's world title will be available for the first time with this fight. The IBF allowed the promotion of this event and everything to carry forward up until the day of the weigh-in and decided to strip this champion after taking his $80,000 sanctioning fee. This is corruption in the most heartiest ways, guys, and I cannot support anything that these sanctioning bodies are doing going forward. We have to acknowledge this. We have to say something and stand in allegiance to the fighters and their best interests, because these sanctioning bodies sure as hell do not mean any good to them. I want to see Zuffa be successful, not only as an option for the fighters to throw down these corrupt sanctioning bodies, but for the fighters to come under an umbrella where there will be legislation to help assist and keep some sense of order with boxing. If they decide to do this, they can form a union. If they form a union, they can have empowerment and leverage for future. But what do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know your thoughts about this. I will leave links in the description box to describe this further. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.